What happened?
Guys,
Somebody cut their thumb tip off.
beside me sits a newly renovated kitchenette, custom built by two self-proclaimed craftsmen. And although it boasts clean edges and fine details, its creation hides a darker tale, one with the blood and tears of its makers. This is their story.
I remember it started with me taking out all the electric appliances. And honestly, I didn't even want to do the kitchen remodel. The only reason I was on board is because Ben is my partner. It was his idea and I have to have his back. Do you know what this is? This is a petrified pepperoni.
We had to build a kitchenette. It wasn't an option. If we wanted to stay off shore power while we were traveling, we'd have to ditch all of our electric appliances and switch to propane, which meant we had to rebuild the entire kitchenette.
Whoa, look how spacious it is. Very dusty.
So we gathered our supplies and got to work.
Luckily, we were able to use the old kitchenette as a template for a lot of our scribed cuts. Oh, it's going. There's a 3/4 inch, so yeah. If I remember correctly, we mainly used sandy plywood, but we banded the edges with birch to make it look like solid wood, which is totally legal.
You just glide it along the bottom there until it feels smooth and cut off the excess. Hey? Boo. Huh? Gross.
Everything was going smoothly.
Of course, we pre-assembled our whole carcass and made sure all of our appliances fit the way we wanted them to. We have a few tweaks we're gonna have to make and then pulled them all apart so we could do our finishes like painting and staining and poly.
All right, so this is pretty much it. It is together. Voila.
But then there was still one major component.
Ben always does this thing where if something is going really smooth and easy, he finds a way to make it harder.
Did she really say that? Did she really say that?
He wanted to replicate our previous skateboard countertop, which meant we had to acquire about 15 to 20 used skateboards, clean them all up, cut them down, and glue them together.
And that's when it happened.
Honestly, I barely even remember it.
We were working on cutting down our skateboard slabs to 1.5 by 1.5 pieces. And when you think about it, it's pretty narrow. When it's that thick of a slab, when you're pushing it through the table saw, it was really struggling.
I guess after making so many cuts, I just let my guard down.
She took her thumb and put it on the blade.
I don't even know why I did it. I guess impulse?
What happened? She just kept repeating it. It's like her brain shuts off, and meanwhile her thumb is just gushing, so I grabbed it and we ran inside. Oh yeah.
In all seriousness, we were able to stop the bleeding and butterfly the skin shut, so we didn't have to go to the hospital. And it's healing okay. Do you want to see it? Which camera? I guess I learned my lesson. Look guys, it's the new kitchenette, totally finished with all the new appliances. And my thumb, still intact. But come on in and I'll show you. The new fridge! It opens this way, so that when the door is shut, you're not wasting any space. It's 12 volt and front opening, front door. It opens like a door because we didn't like the top loader so much. You wanna maybe do the rest of it?
Sure. So one of the things we learned from our first kitchenette is that a a fridge needs decent ventilation. So we added ventilation on both sides. That way we get like a cross ventilation, especially when the doors open, and then during those hot summer months we're not gonna overheat the fridge and then have it crap out on us. And you might have noticed we have another little thing down here, an RV carbon monoxide propane gas alarm. And we're killing two birds with one stone there because we now have propane. So this is our oven range combo dealio, electric light up front face there. This was a massive pain in the butt to put in. Retroactively installing propane is hard because we've kind of used up all of our available space underneath the van, so we had to get creative, and my dad fashioned together a bracket, and through trial and error we eventually mounted it and got our propane ran. It's about a 6-gallon tank. We have this remote gauge to tell us how much fuel we have, and then this kicks our fuel on. We have ourselves a flame. So now we shouldn't have any issue having enough power, staying off grid for long periods of time without having to plug into shore power. Down below, we used to have 2 major drawers. So we had one down here for our trash, and then we had one up above our old fridge for all of our utensils and plates and stuff like that. Now we have one mega drawer. That's because that's all the space we had. So it's big, and we tried to utilize the space as best we can by putting an upper shelf on there that is movable. So if you need to get, say, your pots and pans in the back, you have access to it, or utensils in the front, and then we have all of these little quick grab items on the top. And then the hardest thing we had was probably the countertop, trying to get our skateboard edges back how we had them to match all of our other countertops in the van. And this is the reason why Julie almost lost her thumb. The one thing we did differently this time around is we sealed the entire countertop with a tung oil. Our original countertop split immediately. Like a month after we hit the road, this edge glued pine split at the seams. So we added the tung oil to fill the fibers and hopefully strengthen the countertop so that moisture doesn't get in there, then evaporate and create splitting. And there you have it.
That's it.
That is our kitchenette. That took us about a month to make.
Which we wouldn't have been able to do without the support of our Patreon members. And a lot of gauze and Band-Aids. I cleaned us out of Band-Aids.
Yeah, so thanks guys.
Seriously.
Seriously.
We love you guys. Thanks so much. Bye.
Bye 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 bye. Bye.
See you later.
Turn the camera, stare at the lens. Just like this.
Okay. This is their story.
Okay, one more. Because you look so serious. You're doing good.
Yeah.
I'm deadpanning.
Yeah.